Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time watching, then welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this multicolor, kind of like peacock, kind of cool toned look, cut crease look, using the Morphe James Charles palette and also the Morphe 35 eye palette. It's been a wee while since I've used these two palettes, so it's been good to use those palettes again and just re-familiarize myself with the shades. I've been doing a lot of neutral looks lately. I've been using the Orgy palette and the Creme palette, and I've just really been craving some color in my life, so I felt like just having a play around and seeing what I could come up with, and this is the end result. It's taken me like 5.5 hours roughly to do it because I had to take parts off and reapply them, but I'm really glad that I stuck in there because I'm super happy with the way it turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. So if you guys would like to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so eyebrows, eyeshadow base, and we're going to do the crease first, obviously. I think that's obvious. I don't know. So I'm going to go in with 4 different brushes. So I'm taking these 4 here, so just an assortment of kind of medium-sized crease brushes. And I'm going to go in with my Morphe and James Charles palette. And I'm going to be using 4 different colours, so I'll show you them all now. I'm going to use this yellow shade, this green shade, this blue shade, and this purple shade. So first I'm applying the yellow shade to the innermost, portion of the crease. So I'm going to cut this up into like 4 sections, and this is going to go in the innermost section. So just applying this, really packing it on, using small circular motions to get it packed on and also keep the edges blended. And then that's going to blend into the green in the second portion of the crease, and applying it in the same way that I applied the yellow, and just getting that nice and vibrant and packed on. Then I'm going to move to the blue shade and again applying that in the same way, and we just really want to make sure that we can get this as blended as possible during this first step so that it's not going to be too hard to blend out once we're finished. So once we've done the blue, we're going to move into the purple and winging this out towards the outer tip of the eyebrow, and yeah, just getting that blended into the blue nicely and bringing the purple slightly over towards the eyelid so that we can blend this onto the eyelid after we've carved out the crease. Next I'm just going in with a fluffy blending brush and the white shade from the James Charles palette, and I'm just using this to blend out everything that we have going on in the crease. So I'm just using small circular motions, and I'm putting the brush half on the colour and half on the blank skin above the colour, and just softly doing this all the way along the crease and out towards the winged portion of the eyeshadow, and just doing this until we've got it nice and blended. And then I'm just going to go back in with the same 4 shades and those same brushes and just reapply and blend and reapply and blend until I'm happy with the way that it looks. Okay, so I think that's blended out pretty nicely. We can always go back and blend a bit more later if we need to anyway, but I'm really happy with the way the colours are looking. They're so vibrant and they just go really nicely together. So that is pretty good. That's what we want. We want it to look good, so yeah. Now I'm going to start prepping the eye to do a cut crease. So I'm going to be taking some Vaseline and a flat rounded concealer brush, and I'm using this in the same way that I would if I was cutting out the crease for real. So basically doing the whole cut crease shape that we would be doing, but with Vaseline instead. And what this is going to do is the Vaseline is going to help lift up the makeup, and then we're going to be able to wipe that away with a cotton tip and get that nice and clean and ready for our base. And just making sure that we wipe off all the Vaseline that's on the eye so that it doesn't interfere with our application of our eyeshadow base. Okay, now we're going to actually start carving out the crease. So I'm taking another flat rounded concealer brush and my P.Louise base in the shade Rumor 0, which is the white one, and I'm applying this in the same way that I did the Vaseline, so following along with the template that I've already got laid out on the eye, and just applying in patting motions to help keep the edges nice and rounded, and it's also going to keep the base nice and even across the entire cut crease. Okay, so now that we've got the crease carved out, we can start to put some colours on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the purple shade from the James Charles palette and the same brush that I used for that, and apply this into the outer corner of the eye and blending that across slightly towards, you know, the center of the eye. Now I'm going to move over to my Morphe 35 eye palette. I'm going to go in with two different shades, so this purple shade here and this white purpley shimmery shade here. So I'm going to apply the purple shade to the edge of the purple that we've got in the outer corner of the eye, and I'm going to use that to blend that purple across onto the eyelid, and just making sure the blend between those two colours is, you know, nice and blended, and that it blends onto the eyelid a little bit as well, so that it's easier to blend into the white shimmery shade that we're applying next. So then I'm going to use the white shimmery shade and applying this to the remainder of the eyelid, and just blending this over into the purple, and just making sure that we get this nice and packed on. This shimmery shade is really gorgeous. It's like white shimmer with like a purple reflect, and I love it, and I think it's going to tie the whole look in together. Okay, so that is the top of the eye complete, and I'm so happy with the way that this is looking. I love this color combo, and you can't really see it in the video, but the shimmer shade on the lid is so pretty. I just love it. So now we're going to move to the under eye. So I'm taking some of my P.Louise base, and then I'm going to mirror what I've got on the top of the eye and the crease on the bottom of the eye. So using those same four shades and blending those across. So starting with the purple in the outer corner of the under eye, blending that into the blue, then into the green, and finally the yellow in the, you know, innermost portion of the under eye. Just making sure that these colours blend together nicely and blend outwards nicely as well. Okay, so I finished off the under eyes and I went and did my face makeup. So now I'm going to add in some highlight. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe 35 eye palette and go in with this white shimmery shade here. I'm going to go in with these two brushes, so the small pencil brush for around my eyes and the large fluffy highlighting brush for my cheekbones and face. So using the small pencil brush, I'm applying that into my tear duct area and my brow bone. Then using the fluffy highlighting brush, I'm applying this in circular motions to my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. So I ended up just using my finger to apply that to my face because it's such a chunky, like glittery type shade that I was finding it hard to pick up on my brush. So I applied it with my finger and it came out really nicely. So that might be something you guys want to do too if you're like following along. And now I'm going to add in some colour to the waterline. So I'm going to go in with my NYX Vivid Brights cream colour in the shade Blueprint. And using an eyeliner brush, I'm just applying this to my waterline, and this is just going to really help tie the look in together. Now because the look is so colourful and vibrant, I kind of just want to do barely anything to the lips. So I'm going to be applying my Lime Crime Lip Blaze in the shade Cash. Okay, so the last thing left to do is just to apply mascara and lashes. So the lashes I'm going to be using today are my XO Beauty Faux Mink lashes. These, this is in the style Cupid. I'm going to pop these on off camera and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, so here we have the completed look with the lashes. I'm really, really happy with the way this look turned out. I was unsure whether or not I was even going to finish it, let alone whether or not I was going to like it. I removed the lid shade and reapplied like 3 times. So this is the 3rd time I did the lid. I'm glad I hung in there and finished it off because I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think the colours look really nicely together. It's really striking and bold and just like real like tropical or something. So it's very good for, I don't know what it's good for, like summer I guess. I don't know. It's good for year round, 365 days a year. I just tried, also on a side note, the Laura Mercier setting powder the first time today, and I'm really happy with the way it's made my skin look. Like, been kind of unhappy with my foundation lately just because it rubs off really easily and it just like separates on my skin sometimes. But with this powder, I'm really happy with it. I mean, only time will tell whether it helps my makeup last more than, you know, my other setting powder that I was using, which was that one. But so far, so good. I will keep you guys updated on that. And I really like this chunky glitter as the highlight because, I don't know, if you know me, you probably know that I love highlighter and looking all shiny. So this is just like super blinding, reflective, glittery, shiny goodness. I feel like I may have put my eyelashes on like the wrong way around because it's kind of hard to tell with these eyelashes which one's left and which one's right. But oh well, they still look okay. They just kind of like feel funny. But yeah, there really isn't that much else to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. But if you did, then feel free to hit that subscribe button and tick that little bell button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next one.